Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. This is about elevating the mindset. Hello, hello, hello. It's time to operate in the state in which you were called, whatever that means for you. Being the best version of you, the wealthy version of you. And wealth is health, success, prosperity, harmony, any good thing that you can think of, money, time, travel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What up, what up? I'm feeling amazing. How are you feeling? Hey, 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 what's up, God King? Let's elevate our mindsets and operate in the God state. Walk in our wealth consciousness. We're no longer talking about what we can't do, what we can't have, who we can't be. No, we're operating from the state that I am that, whatever that is, however that looks like. And you have to define that for yourself. And then be open to how it shows up. Don't say it must look like this or it must look like that, or, there is no must or should. It's just about allowing and being and remaining faithful to it. Say thanks for coming outside. Yeah. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you. For real. How have you been? As we travel down this road, right? And the road is straight and narrow. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, right? You have to gather your thoughts and gather your mind and decide, what does my life look like? Like, for real, though. Like, what do I really want? Because so many people tell you what your life should look like. And you have to decide, no, what do I want my life to look like? How do I see it? And learning to trust yourself, learning to that intuition, man, you got to be ready to explore that leading, that guiding, trusting yourself, regardless of what anyone says, regardless of what anyone thinks, deciding what way you want to go and remain faithful to that. So what does being wealthy look like to you? What is your version of wealth? Not what everyone else thinks, because you're going to you ask 20 different people what wealthy is, and everybody's going to give you 20 different responses, right? Because not everybody's going to show up the same. But it's about you remaining faithful to your version of what that looks like to you, right? How do you decorate your home? What's your style of dress? What's your conversation? Are you frugal? Or are you one of those people that, you make it rain wherever you go, no holds barred, right? You just going to spend your money like it ain't never running out. Hello. Welcome all. All right, so how are you defining wealth, right? Because you have to know that money doesn't run out, right? It's infinite resources. But you can be frugal. You can and I know people say, oh, you wealthy, you're not going to be looking at price tags, you're not going to be shopping for deals, you don't know what you're going to be doing. Sometimes you just want to have the ability to say, I can use my money to buy that, but I choose not to. Just the ability to be able to get the stuff doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to buy the stuff. Sometimes we think that once we get the money, oh, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. And you end up finding that you just really want the ability to choose, the ability to have choice. It wasn't always that you just necessarily wanted the stuff. And then sometimes you may actually go out and purchase it, right? Right, what is wealth? Exactly. Because many people tell you that, right? Once they received the money, once they were comfortable with having, a certain amount of money, once they allowed their body and their mind to unite as one, where you feel like, yes, this is who I am. And then the money, the time, the travel, the expenses, everything about your world changes, because when you're wealthy, expect a shift. And the shift doesn't necessarily happen the way you think it should happen. And you have to be ready to accept the shift, because it does take some sitting with yourself, being comfortable with yourself, and finding, like, how does society view you? Do you care how society views you? How does your family view you? Do you care how your family views you? How does your friends view you? Do you care? Right? Because a lot of us think that we don't care until we really start seeing that the manifestation starts to make appearance, and then we start to feel the pressure of that manifestation. And then the anxiety comes, and the fear comes, and the doubt, and then you start having all these thoughts that you never thought that was deep inside you, and they come up. And so now being willing to deal with that, confront that, and talk to yourself. Because the things are going to come up. What's in you comes up out of you. And it's not and the thing is that so many times we think that it's about we really, how do I want to say this? A lot of times we think it's about, we don't realize, I'm going to say that, we don't realize that wealth isn't about proving worthiness. And a lot of times that's where a lot of us get stuck, because we're told that, well, if I just do X, Y, and Z, then I should get A, B, and C. Usually that isn't how it happens. It isn't because you did all of these list of things that's why the money's going to come in. It has nothing to do with anything you do outwardly. It's your mindset, it's your faith, it's your belief that a thing that you're desiring, you deserve. And so it's about making the mind shift. And I know some people will say, well, it's about the feeling. Some people say it's about the mind shift or mindset. Others will say it's both. You have to determine. Hey, Delissa. Hey. You have to determine what that is for you. For me, I realize it's not so much about feeling, because feeling to me is more of a knowing. And so if you want to say feeling as in knowing, then okay, I agree with that. But if you're saying feeling as in emotions can trip you up too. Emotions can, sometimes people get flustered and frustrated, and and they let their emotions decide when it's not your emotions. They're just like your thoughts. You got to tell yourself how to feel, just like you got to tell yourself what to think. All right? And it's about navigating that, and getting in that stillness, in that flow, allowing yourself to feel safe. Oh, that's okay. Did you catch it on YouTube? We'll be back this Sunday. It was really good, too. We had a good time with the book club. We had a really good time. Say, you agree that we can be God, but not God Almighty. Well, it's about how do you see it? Do you see yourself as separate from God, or do you see yourself one with God? That's the question, right? Do you see yourself as a fractal part of the whole, or the whole experiencing itself as a fractal part? Or do you see I'm a God, and then there is God? Is that how you see it? Because that will determine how you make a lot of decisions. Yes, it is very, very good. Absolutely. And that's a lot of times how we view life, right? We say, I'm here, and the thing we want is over there, or the thing we reverence is over there, the thing we honor is over there. We make the things separate from us when they're not. Nothing is separate from you. You're all things, and all things are you. Everyone is connected to everything, and everything is connected to everyone. It's the illusion of separateness that trips us up It makes us feel that we have to work for the things we desire. When you have to come to the realization that there is no working to get it. Yes, I know that that's been driven into our subconscious minds. That has been the deep programming to think that, oh, if I just do this enough, if I just do that enough, if I could just do. When it's more about be. Who do you say I am? What are your thoughts about you? That's what it's really about. What are you thoughts about you? That I've missed my mark and aims in life? Yes, all have missed their mark and aims in life. Yes. Because of doubt, fear, limiting beliefs, conditioning, programming. Yes, we all have. Not saying as you may be saying as in the way the church teaches. Because the church tries to control people's body. And that's not what the purpose of scripture is. It isn't about to control other people's behavior. We're not, the Bible is not a morality book. It's not about policing someone else's actions, which is what religions would like to tell you. That it's about policing others' actions. No. The Bible is really a book on love. Loving yourself, which allows you to love others. See, you can't give me what you don't have. And people a lot of people don't realize that it's impossible for you to love me if you don't know how to love you. You loving you determines how you will love me. And it's how you define love, is how you will express it. And so if you look around at everybody and you see everybody is separate from you and different from you and they're less than you because they don't hold the same beliefs as you, as if they're not the same ethnicity or the same race, or they don't have the same background, they don't have the same, opportunities as you, and you see them as less than or see yourself as above, where's the love in that? But yes, because we have been taught to fear, to doubt, to see ourselves as limited, to trust in what we can see, we've all sinned. We've all sinned and come short of the glory of God, which is actualizing our desires. Because we are here to have life in that more abundantly. We are here that our joy may be full. We are to know that the Lord, the I Am, is our shepherd and that we shall not want. Yet a lot of people are experiencing lack. Although that is the illusion, because there is no lack. This universe is abundant in all things. It's nothing but abundance. When you look and you really sit down and think and pay attention, you'll see that this world is infinite in resources. And then it's just about acknowledging that truth. And since you understand that this world, this universe, is inherently abundant, its nature is abundance, then it behooves you to operate from that mindset. And that's the thing that you have to accept. And I know we say, you gotta work the mind, you gotta work, the way you think. Don't look at the work as a job. It's really about an acknowledgement, a recognition. That's the work that has to be done. It's about acceptance of the truth. For so long you believed the lie. For so long we all accepted in some form or fashion that we weren't enough. Some form or fashion that we weren't loved, or we didn't deserve love based on some of our choices and experiences in life, right? That is the ultimate thing that when we come into this world, we're told from the offset, especially if you're part of any religious organization, of how unworthy you are of God's love, and you have to get yourself in right fellowship with God's love in order to receive the blessings of God, when that's the furthest from the truth. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You already are loved, and you don't have to work. You don't have to work for love. Love is freely given. Love is who you are. Love is your essence. That's your nature. But when you're told that your nature is evil and that you're a sinner from the beginning and that you don't deserve love, right? Then you operate from that mindset and you think from that mindset and you're always thinking about, how can I earn love? What can I do to be more loving? How can I get God's attention? What can I do to make sure that God isn't angry with me or God isn't displeased with me? Oh, thank you, Ann. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so now we have to concentrate on being. When you're in your state of sleep, it's all about work. That's what it's about. What to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. How to get in contact with this person. How to do more of this, how to do more of that. What to do, what to do, what to do. When actually, life is about being, less about doing. It's so less about doing. It's about, who do you say that I am? And then based on what you say, based on your answer, your body is going to naturally follow that state. So that's why it's important to be still and know who you are. Be still and know that I am God. And so in being God, God doesn't work for anything. God what? Commands things to be. That's a shift in mindset, right? That's the shift that has to take place. That's the acknowledgement. That's the recognition that it's nothing that I have to do. It's what I have to believe. It's what I have to accept. It's what I have to have faith in. And knowing that everything just comes to you based on your belief, based on what you accept, based on your faith. Based on your faith. And testing out that leading, that nudging, that direction. And a lot of times, like the Bible will say, it's a still small voice. It ain't yelling at you, right? It's not trying to make you do anything. But when you ask, it is given. You have to have ears that can hear, though. When you ask the question, be still enough to hear the answer, right? Be still enough to hear the answer, you know? And too many of us are too busy doing stuff that we don't stay still long enough to hear the answer, to be led to the perfect path or led on the perfect path. Because we think it's all about, what can I do? What should I do? I should be doing more. I should be doing more. Actually, you should be doing less and being more. Again, that goes against everything the world tells us. The world says, nope, nope, nope. You got to work. You got to prove worthiness. You're not enough. You got to be accepted. You got to do all these things. And then when you do all these things, you better hope and pray that it's enough, because it still may not be enough. And so that's why a lot of people end up disappointed, because I did this and I did that. I did everything they told me. I went to school and I got my degrees and I did, I took out the loans. I invested in myself. I took the e-courses, I did the webinars and I did all these things. All these people with these testimonies, prove they're saying that they did these list of things and they were successful in it. But where's my success? I did exactly what they told me to be, and or what they told me to do, and I still came up short. Because here's the thing, and this is what I caution. Don't be sold on someone else's way of doing things, right? Because you do have a lot of people trying to figure out how to move your money into their bank account. Their people are Hey, Caleb. And it's not about trusting in others. And that's what people will tell you, right? They have a very strong, persuasive way of trying to get people to see their point. And yes, a lot of us fall victim to it because we're desperate, right? Because I need the money now, and they told me you need money in order to make money. That's the only way you got to invest in myself. And so investing in yourself means buying their courses or attending their webinars or going to their conferences. That's not investing in you. That's investing in them. And then you find yourself on an endless loop of continuous investment with your money into their bank account. Be careful of that. I'm not saying that all of my like that, but if it's a strong sale, if they're promising unlimited potential, and they're claiming that I'm an expert, I consult businesses, but you constantly see them spending all these hours on TikTok or YouTube, you have to question, like, how business oriented are they if they're pushing? Here's the thing, would be amazing me is people be like, I have $50,000 clients, I have $20,000 clients. Well, why aren't you talking to your $50,000, $20,000 clients? Why are you talking to me trying to convince me to buy a $5,000 e-course when you should be out here making and building your Rolex of $50,000 clients? Sometimes we gotta like make sense of stuff, because some stuff 1 and 1 don't be equaling 2. The math don't be mathing. Because if I got $50,000 clients and they knocking down my door, why am I trying to convince you to buy my $3,000 seminar or my $5,000 e-course, or and then telling you, oh, it's only for a limited time and only a few seats. Like, it's a hard sell to convince you that they have the answer. And I'm here to convince you that you have the answer. And I don't want a thing from you. Right. Right, exactly, Delissa. Yep, that's how I feel. Yeah, and just that's why I say any decision that you make with clarity, make with ease, sleep on it, meditate, ask for direction. Don't be putting stuff on credit cards. Don't be taking out loans to do nobody's e-course, to do nobody's going to get you a certificate. These people are not accredited. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, understanding what wealth looks like to you, and the answer is in you. It's in you. Because here's my thing. Why pay for a book? Why pay for an ebook and they're only going to give you information that's free everywhere on the internet, on YouTube? The information is, we're so saturated with information. And I know we think that somebody has a shortcut to success. Any shortcut to success is within you, and you're not going to have to pay for it. That's what you need to understand. Your shortcut to success is in you, and you ain't going to have to pay for it. Because there is no real shortcut to believing in you, to trusting in you, to understanding what you want in life, how you see your life. Right, Delissa, that part. Say, my team is closing deals for me. Right. And I know, and sometimes it can be difficult when life seems to be smacking you upside the head, right? And you're like, man, I don't have the money I desire. The bills are due. I don't make enough. And so, of course, the thing that people really like to pounce on is people's hopelessness and people's desperation, and people thinking like, man, I got to take a chance on myself. And yes, take a chance on yourself, but it costs you nothing to take a chance on yourself. That's the thing, that the information is so free. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. It really is free. And if you're going to pay for any degrees or certificates, go down to your local junior college. How about that? If you want to figure out how to build a business and get a business certificate and understand business more, go take a couple of classes at your junior college. Why are you giving the money to an internet guru? And they're charging you way more than your junior college will be charging you. Right? And at least you know they're accredited, and you know you can go back, and then if you don't like the class, you have a certain amount of time to withdraw. Oh, it was something that didn't cost a whole lot of money, right there. Like, it's so many other options than to put your trust in something outside of you and somebody trying to convince you and trying to give you this hard sell, and they give you these exorbitant numbers, and they're telling you, oh, look at my life, oh, you know, and we don't know these people from, you know, a man on the moon, right? So be careful of the shiny, dangling carrot in front of you. Because yes, we all want security. We all want to experience wealth in some form or fashion, right? But there's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5 if that's where you find yourself at, right? There's nothing wrong with having a small business, but then you find, you know, small businesses, you probably gonna end up working more than 9-to-5, right? All right? And that's okay, because whatever you decide to do, enjoy it. That's the only thing. Find something that you enjoy, that you don't mind getting up in the morning to go to and experience your day with. Say, who created the 9-to-5? Working 9-to-5. Specifically, who created it? I don't know. Didn't that come about in the Industrial Revolution? Because it wasn't always 9-to-5, right? People used to work like 16 hours a day at one point before they discovered unions, and they came up with the work week and everything as things evolved over time. Do you know why? You know, I never researched it. Do you know why, A-Town? Am I a feminist? No, I would not categorize myself as a feminist. Yep, they've made the kids work long hours. Yep. Why do we have a working class, right? Yes, I mean, well, we understand where the school system came from, the working class came from, right? It's all, man, these mental tricks that we played upon ourselves, these constructs that we have in our societies to just be like workhorses and all of that is part of the game. It's part of the matrix. All right. Right. Yep. The education system. Yeah. Well, who was it? Rockefeller. I think they said it was Rockefeller, right? Rockefeller was the one who said, you know, if they, I think someone said, he said, if they understood how I made my wealth, then they wouldn't want to work. And the education system was only built to build people to work, right? But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working a 9-to-5 if that's your desire, right? Because we all came here for infinite ways of expression, and there's no wrongness in anything that you do. I just say whatever you decide to do, find joy in it. Don't do it begrudgingly, or you're thinking that you have to because this is the only way, when there are infinite ways for your resources to come and find themselves in your life. That is what's so important, because we think that working is the only way to obtain money, when it's infinite ways to obtain money. And yes, we have made life transactional. Everything costs. No one does anything just for simply wanting to do it. It's always, I'm going to do this because I expect something in return. It's never done, you know, just for the love of it. A lot of times the reason people do things is because they're getting, it's never done, you know, just for the love of it. a lot of times the reason people do things is because they're getting something out of it. And yeah, to create a better work environment. Yes, like I told you guys, I watched The Gilded Age on HBO, and so second season, that was like one of the storylines was that they were fighting for. They called it 8-8-8, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours do what you will. That was the little chant that they would use, and they were fighting, you know, the owners of the coal mines and the railroads, you know, and they were just starting to get the unions together. And that's what they would chant: 8-8-8, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours do what you will. And so I thought that was pretty, you know, interesting. Say according to Google. Yeah, because those jobs were very, you know, they were grueling, right? When the Industrial Revolution came on the scene, and you had the coal mines and railroads and everything, and then all of the different building that was going on. But now we're moving out of that mindset, right? A lot of us are moving out of that mindset of thinking we have to do something that we just don't like, that we have to take jobs that just doesn't fit our lifestyle, doesn't fit our mindset. You know, we're finally awakening to the whole, you know, I gotta do this, that I gotta do, as opposed to I get to or I choose to, right? So many of us are learning, I choose to do this, I choose to do that, I choose this, right? We're deciding, let me follow my bliss, let me do what makes me happy, and know that I will be provided for, and know that money, resources, everything I need has to show up, that I'm not to worry, right? That's what scripture tells you, that Matthew 6. You're not to worry. You're not supposed to be concerned about where you're going to sleep, what you're going to eat, or what you're going to wear, right? But yet here we are. We find ourselves concerned with those things. Yes. Hey, Vanessa. Hey. Yep. Oh, yes, beaming goddess. Yes, your word is your wand. Oh, love that. Love that. That's your wealth. Your mindset is your wealth. That's your coin, as Neville Goddard would say. The coin of heaven is your mind. That's how we have to start looking at it. Like, we're never out of resources. We're never out of money, because it's our mind. And we always have our minds with us. It's about how are you using the mind? How are you operating it? You're the operant power. Are you reminding yourself that this is an abundant universe? Resources never run out, regardless of what people will try to tell you, regardless of the fear mongering that takes place, that goes on, that you have to close your eyes and your ears to that mindset that tells you got to do stuff that you don't want to do in order to get what you don't have. That's what you have to let go of. You got to do stuff that you don't want to do to get stuff that you don't have. You don't have to give up your integrity. You don't have to sell your soul, as some people say. You don't have to find yourself in compromising positions. You don't have to go in debt trying to create wealth, because a lot of people believe that too, that you must go, put it on a credit card because you don't need the money now. Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, what? Like, what? Yeah, put this $20,000 on a credit card. $20,000 on a credit card, and I told you I'm barely making $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000 a month, and you telling me to go ahead and swipe my credit card and max out the credit card? Yep, as long as we think we have to work. Yep. And you have to tell yourself you don't have to work. You don't have to do anything that goes against your nature. And working is against our nature. We're supposed to be being playful. We're supposed to be like children. We're supposed to be discovering and exploring this world, this plane that we find ourselves in, right? We're supposed to be enjoying the world around us, right? We're supposed to be going to different parts of this world, and seeing different cultures and meeting different people from everywhere. That's what we didn't come here to work for 45 years, 50 years, and then retire at the age of 67 or 72 and then decide, okay, then that's when I'm going to do what I want to do. Then that's when I'm going to live my life. Yep, going to debt, chasing the scheme. Yep. And that's what you have to caution yourself of. That's why it's so imperative that you don't operate from a place of fear and desperation and doubt. And I know sometimes things happen in your world, but and sometimes we feel like things are happening that's not of our control, but that's also the lie. You are in control of your thoughts. You absolutely can control your thoughts. You absolutely can change the way you think. You absolutely can. Greetings, Neville the Goddess. Hello. You absolutely can. And now it's just about choosing the thoughts, right? Because as Dr. Joseph Murphy said in the book that we're reading, right? Your conscious mind is the watchman at the gate, and it's deciding what thoughts enter and gets impressed upon the subconscious. You're like the giant, right? The giant that was sleeping, what's his name? Jack and the Beanstalk, right? And the giant is like, who goes there, right? Feed, five, fold, farm, right? And he's like, who goes there? That's how you have to be with your thoughts. Who goes there? And if they don't go along with your new concept, and it's not a new concept. You've been so programmed to thinking the old way that it is going to take you surrendering to the new way. Accepting the truth. Because for so long, you believed the lie, the error. Right? And so when I say lie, I mean error, not as lie as in something's wrong. The error was, right, we were given erroneous information. We were told that we're limited, that someone else held the key to our success, that you can't do it on your own, that you need other people, you need a mentor, you need a coach, you need a therapist. They're always telling you need something outside of yourself. You don't need anyone. The Bible says, why do you trust man whose breath is in his nostrils? They're thinking just like you're thinking. The one mind is present in every being. And just like they came to the realization of what to do, you can too. But you got to do what? Be willing to sit with yourself, to quiet the mind, to get relaxed, to stop that monkey mind that's all over the place. Those sheep without a shepherd, they just rambling all over the place. You got to be the shepherd, the good shepherd, and bring those thoughts back into subjection. And bring them thoughts into how do you want to see yourself? What are you saying about yourself? Because what you think about, you bring about. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Yes, filter those thoughts. Because you get to decide what wealth looks like for you. And it may look differently from anyone else you ever known, right? And being comfortable with it. So you're talking to yourself as you go to sleep at night, when you wake up in the morning, giving thanks for your wealth, that you have plenty, you have more than enough, that your wealth overflows, that your cup runneth over, right? So when you give, you don't give begrudgingly, and you're not giving out of lack. You're giving out of abundance. you're operating in the state of flow, of abundance, that when you go out to a restaurant and you leave a tip, that you're leaving a tip from your abundance, right? When you travel, you're traveling, and you know, things just start to happen that allows your money even to stretch. So like that happened to me, right? So I remember I told you guys I'm going to Cancun later this year in November, and I hadn't yet purchased the flight tickets yet, but I had been checking like different, checking. I fly Delta and Southwest for the most part, and I have the Sky Miles and the Amex with Delta, the Sky Miles card with Delta, and so I ended up getting a $200 credit from Delta to use towards any flight. And I was like, ooh, I'm so, because I had saw Southwest had some flights, and they were pretty reasonable in a price range in which I would be willing to pay. But I was like, I'm gonna hold off. The prices may go down because it's still kind of far off. It's still kind of far out. And then I also been receiving credits through Southwest because I had booked my flight to Miami in June. I booked it kind of early, so I always go back and check. And every time I go back and check, they've reduced the price of the ticket. And so they've reduced the price of the ticket 3 times, where now, because it's 3 of us going, my husband, my stepdaughter, and me, we're going on a cruise at the end of June. And we all got $180 credit from Southwest to apply for future travel. And so I was like, oh, let me see okay, I got this $200 credit through Delta. Let me go see, how much it costs to go to Cancun. Because I'll do one of those. I'll fly with one carrier and then I'll come back with a different carrier. I don't care, because I like deals. I like being able to, be able to travel and don't have to spend a whole lot of money to do it. And I ain't sorry about it. I love deals. I love to get discounted rates. And so I booked because the flight coming back, because Delta, I'm in Chicago, and so their hub is Atlanta. So they never have straight flights. You got to fly to Atlanta, and then when you fly to Atlanta, then you got to fly to wherever your destination is. And so it's always a layover with Delta from Chicago. And so, I said, okay, I'll book the flight there. End up, one way to Cancun in November was less than $200. So basically, I got my ticket for free and got my husband, and I only paid $190 for my husband's ticket. And then I'm like, okay, well, we can fly back on Southwest when we come back, because we have $180 credit, which it will be $360 credit coming back from Southwest. See, I love discounts. I love making my money go far. I love making my money go far. I love to, because I will buy, name brands or whatever, but I'll go to Saks and I'll go to Nordstrom's Rack and I'll see a Saks off Fifth and see, what bags they may have on sale, if they got a Burberry or if they got a Balenciaga, or if they got, I love not paying full price for things. I love not paying full price for things. And to me, that's my wealth, that I get to travel. I can have these name brand things and didn't pay full price for it. That I was able to get it at a discount. Oh, Porta Vallarta. Is that how you say it? Yes, you're welcome, Shanzi. Hey, Coach Sheba. Hey. And so that's another way you get to define wealth, right? Because yes, eventually you'll be like, I don't even got to check for the airline tickets. I want to go. I'm just going to book the flight and I'm going to go, right? Yes. But I'm like, I'm not going to not go just because at this point I'm not flying first class, because at this point I'm like, I'd rather travel and get there and see other places than worry about how I got there. Eventually that'll be the life. But right now, yes, travel, eat, shop. Hey, Pastor Jesse, you say, I like your wealthy version. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, you have to decide what works for you. What works for you? Hey, Discovering Joy. Right? You're not gonna make me feel ashamed because I like budget, because I what they call, I ball on a budget. Look, I'm going to 3. I've already been to Jamaica, all inclusive. Then I'm going on a cruise in June. And then right after, in the end of June, right after I get back, we get back on the 4th. On the 10th, I'm going to Arizona for a cousin's trip with all of my first girl cousins on my mother's side. So it's be about 7. Some of them are married in, and then some of us are blood. And so it's about 7 of us going right after that. And then November. And then I'm probably going to book something to go for my birthday. I'm thinking about my birthday, maybe going to Las Vegas. Maybe. We'll see. Or I may go back to Florida. I don't know. Or New Orleans. We'll see. You say still do lives when I'm on vacation. Hey, we'll see. When I'm on vacation, I like to be on vacation. I don't really be doing the lives. As you can see, I've cut back on the lives already. I've cut back on the lives because, again, I'm always adjusting how I view my life, right? I'm always adjusting. And so I was saying to myself, well, I'm this wealthy version of me. Am I actually spending 4 or 5 hours a day on live on TikTok? No. If the wealthy version of me is not spending 4 or 5 hours a day on TikTok live, that's not how I envision my life as the wealthy version of me. So I'm like, okay, another adjustment has to take place. And I'm going to honor that. And so I was like, I like the book clubs because I like that we remain in a certain mindset when we do the book clubs, right? Everybody's sharing their stories. Everybody's helping them out. But it's not so, not getting too far deep in the weeds of the problems and, not staying true to the desire in which we want to see ourselves in. So I love the book club. So I'll definitely try to keep that as a regular thing as long as you guys, want to do it. Because I do love the state of mind. I like the positive feedback, the elevated conversation. This is how the lives should be, right? Where we're focused and we're tuned in, we're aligned. Yes, Beaming Goddess. Yes. The book club is 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on Sundays. But I still like connecting with you guys. I still want to share, like it's in me to share this truth. It's in me to be like, yes, like you can have whatever you want and you don't need to look to anyone outside of you to get what you want. Just learn how to trust in you. Yes, you have to spend time with yourself. You have to get focused. You have to get aligned. You have to get in tune with you. You have to, yes, you are going to have to be willing to accept that you are enough, that you got this, that, when you trust the infinite power within you, the power of the subconscious mind within you, when you trust that God state in you, that it will lead you and guide you to all truth. It will lead you down the path of right thinking because that is the nature of the I am, right? So basically that's what Psalm 23 says, right? For he will lead me down the path of righteousness for his name's sake. So righteousness, right thinking, namesake, nature, right? That your I am is going to lead you down the path of right thinking. It is going to, because that's the nature of the I am. Right thinking produces right action. But you have to be willing to trust that, right? And so you when you're talking to other people and you come on my lives, and we're all here and we're uplifting one another and we're elevating one another and we're sharing our stories, we're sharing our success stories, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a great tip. I resonate with that. Let me now apply that. Oh, I like that. Oh, that was really encouraging. That resonated. Let me apply that, right? Or then it may just give you more clarity as to how you manifest naturally for yourself. Gratitude. Yes, I made some changes also to align with my wealthiest version. Oh, the wealthiest version of myself. I feel a shift, and I have, oh, yes, beautiful. Is it work? I want to say that it's work because I enjoy it. But sometimes you just have to shift your circle. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know until you experience it, right? You don't know what you don't know until you experience it. Hey, hi. Something just came up, and hi, the law is you. Oh, beautiful. Now, I won't say that it was work. Sometimes, when I shifted and I was all about, we're God, and, we had a lot of the Christians coming in and they wanted to defend their stance. That kind of energy kind of shifted, and it was like, do I like this? Like, I do feel like there are people deconstructing from Christianity, and they don't necessarily want to throw away the Bible, but they do want to let go of religion. They do want to understand, like, what is the Bible really saying? What is it really communicating to us? And I'm just all about, let me see where the enemy takes me, and learning just to go with the flow. And when I decide that I'm going to do that, rock with it until I'm not rocking with it. Rock with it until you're like, I tried that. It was okay. But let's get back to elevating the mindset. Let's elevate. Let's not be so much in trying to prove a point and be right, as opposed to helping people realize that the power they're looking for is within them. That's really the purpose of my platform. Is not to try to argue, debate, or convince. It's about reminding. Being a reminder. I just want to remind you of who you are. That's it. And the thing is, the only reason why you're here is because you want to be reminded. That's the only reason why you would be here, is because you want to be reminded. You're asking questions, you're seeking. And so you're finding a community of people that are of like-mindedness. They're also questioning and asking, and those who have also applied it. Say, I shifted when I realized people were worshiping Jesus instead of the message. All right, so Boogie. Yes, thank you, A-Town. Omnism. Probably not spelling it right. Oh, that's okay. So what's omnism? I'm probably not saying it right because I've never heard of it. Grand Rising, neighbor. Oh, I love that, neighbor. You are a physical embodiment of my higher self, so I can see clearer reflections of myself. Oh, yes, you ate with that, neighbor. Thank you. Thank you, reflection, for that reminder. That's how we are, right? Man, and that's like confirmation, because I had that same kind of thought. I didn't say it as eloquently as you did. I didn't articulate it in the same way, but that's all I was like, man, I was thinking about the people in my life, like people that are like physically present, not just virtually present, but physically present. I was like, man, yeah, they're showing me and the things I may not have, been the fondest about myself, or things that I did like about myself, right? Because you got to look at it from both sides, right? And it's like, yeah, that whole taking yourself as you are. Yep. Love me as I am. That's a song, right? I can't. something about as I am, right? Loving yourself as I am. And getting out of that mindset that there's something wrong, there's something we need to change, and it's really all about what we need to accept. That's what it is. Not about changing or saying something wrong with you. It's about acceptance. That's what it's about. Yes, me too, A-Town. For real, for real. Me too. Me too. Right? And so we got to get out of that state of always thinking we have to fix ourselves. Like something that because that's all we've been told all our life, right? Before you awaken to the truth of your being, before you awaken to the knowledge of self, you are told all your life there's something wrong with you and you're not enough. And so now you got to get out of your mindset that something's wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. As Busting Loose from the Money Game reminds you, that's the phase 1 mindset, right? Of thinking, of trying to fix things and work on things and change things and never being good enough, never being in the right place, and never thinking the right way. That's all phase 1 work. Phase 2 is the acknowledgement, the acceptance, the recognition that you're the cause. And a lot of people don't want to operate from phase 2 because saying they're the cause for everything in their life is too much responsibility, right? That's too much accountability. Some of us still like to be able to say, no. I need to point fingers. I need to have someone to blame. Hey, Lisa. Hey, N.A. Hello, how are you? Happy hump day. Happy hump day. And so we have to get out of that mindset of thinking we have to be cured, that we're unhealthy, that we're diseased. No, that we're sick. There's nothing wrong with you. How can God be sick? How could God need to change anything about itself? It says, I am the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. It was just you were asleep. That's it. You were asleep. You were in the state of asleep. And so while you were asleep and you were dreaming in this sleep state, you had all of these different things come into your experience. But now you've awakened out of the sleep. And because you're a creator, you get to change it. You recognize, I created it. I can recreate it. And it's just about acceptance, accepting that truth. That's really all it is. It's not working. It's not trying to prove right. With those of you who are followers and subscribers to Abraham Hicks, right? You know that's all she constantly said, right? There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing to fix, right? Let go of the mindset. And Neville Goddard as well. There's no proving worthiness. There's no proving deservingness. You got to get that type of mentality out of your mind. You got to let go of that thought process. You are, as Abraham Hicks would say, you are pure positive energy at your core. That's who you are. You are love. That's who you are. And it's just all about acceptance. And you have to keep reminding yourself, that's who I am. That's who I am. That's who I am. That's it. You got to keep reminding yourself of who you are. So I'll talk to that part of my body in place. Oh, beautiful, discovering joy. Yep, accepting and reprogramming. Yep. Hey, Belinda. And so yes, you do have to constantly be the watchman at the gate, right? You have to guard your heart with all diligence, which is, as many would say, is the subconscious mind. You have to guard it because the subconscious mind is that womb, is the creator, is the part of you that just taking in information. It isn't arguing. It isn't saying, oh, no, now you shouldn't do that. It's just a sponge, and it's just taking in whatever you impress upon it. And then it's going to what? Bear fruit according to the nature of the thought. That's what the subconscious mind does. It creates based on the nature. It brings forth things based on the nature of the thought given it. So that's why you have to be careful of the thoughts that we feed our subconscious mind. So when you get into a state of woe is me, or, saying, life is hard, life is a struggle, I'm not wanted, I don't have enough, something's wrong with me. That's when you want to pump the brakes, you want to stop, you want to jump off that merry-go-round and walk the path of right thinking. Get off the merry-go-round, going round and round, them same thoughts, jump off and walk down the path of right thinking. See, when I sleep, I say, oh, yes. Hello, Raul. Okay, yes. Yes, absolutely. Oh, nope, I didn't see it. I did not see your definition. Means I'm scrolling back up to see. Because sometimes TikTok will filter things. Okay, I think I see it. There's no one true religion, but truth in all. Right. Yes. Because it's a universal principle, right? Our religions, here's the thing. Most religious organizations look at their sacred texts from a literal perspective, when actually they should be taught from a spiritual or metaphorical perspective. That all sacred texts, we call them sacred texts, right, are figurative. Hey, me. So, that's it. You said, can I talk about feeling like you don't have what you want when you're not doing techniques? Here's my thing with the techniques. Techniques, we say that they're permission slips, right? We think, oh, I have to do something to prove that I'm worthy of this thing. So we create techniques. When techniques aren't necessary, you are the technique. So it's about being present. The reason why you may feel like you don't have the thing because you're not doing something to prove worthiness, that's the reason. That's the problem. You don't have to work for the desire. You were never meant to you can't make the desire happen. That's not your work. That's not your job. And doing a technique does not produce the desire. The technique is just your way of giving yourself permission to have faith in your desire. That's all the technique is doing. The technique is just increasing your faith in the thing wanted. But your faith should be in the thought about it. That's where your faith lies. You said it's so, that's what makes it so. And that's it. It has nothing to do with what technique you're performing at any given moment. It's the moment you asked for, it was the moment it was given. And now it's time to be in the state of gratitude. Are you operating in a state of gratitude, even though it's not there? Are you thankful? Are you appreciative for the desire? In your inner conversations, are you looking for validation? Are you upset? Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it isn't here now. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's taking so long. Like, I did everything they told me. I did, the 369 technique. Oh, I did the robotic affirming and still nothing. Because your faith is not in the technique. Your faith is in you and your belief that the thing you asked for, you already have. Yep, metaphorically. I would say that they represent the mind, metaphorically, which we can say is nature, right? Because we all give it different names, right? And so we describe this power as source, God, the higher mind, the deeper mind, the subconscious mind, the Christ mind, the Buddha mind, right? We have all different types of ways of giving a name to the nameless. And nature. Nature is another way we describe this power. But this power is inherent in each and every one of us. And the thing about this power is that it doesn't care how you use it. That's what we have to remember. The power that is within us does not care how we use it. We can use it to benefit, to harm, or to help. It's not making any judgments. We make the judgment. We say something is right. We say something is wrong. We say something is good. We say something is evil. We are both judge and jury. So now it's just all about, what are you going to give your energy to? Where are you going to place your thoughts? How do you envision yourself? And then remaining faithful to it. And there are many, many, many different ways that we all can figure out how to convince. Well, it's not even about convincing. Having faith in what we're saying, right? And those who have taught this knowing, this knowledge, some of the mystics of the past, like Neville Goddard, Dr. Joseph Murphy, Reverend Ike, right? They tell you, you got to do this. You got to prime the pump right before bed. You have to be willing to quiet your mind as you're going to sleep and remind yourself and tell yourself of who you are. And that's when you should be giving thanks and appreciation for receiving the thing that you want. So some people talk to themselves, some people visualize, some people may journal right before bed to remind themselves of who they are, of the thing that they're actualizing, right? And speaking as though you're already that person, not waiting for the thing to come into your experience to say that you are. No, to know it before it even makes an appearance. And doing this as you go to sleep and when you first wake up in the morning. And then when you catch yourself thinking about it throughout your day, give thanks. Yes, I talk to myself as well. Yep. But those of you that like to write things down, there's a really small book called It Works. If you're into journaling and you feel like, well, when I write it down, that helps me really well and that helps it get firmly imprinted upon the subconscious mind. I shared it in a Facebook group called It Works. The video was only it's less than 20 minutes. And it's a real simple, quote unquote, technique. You know, you're just writing out your desires. You can go back and change them and delete some, add some, and once you have decided what desires it is that you want to experience, when you wake up, you read it. During the day, you read it, and then as you're going to sleep, you read it, and you're just giving thanks for having it, and then allow it to show up. The name of the book is It Works. And you can find the audio versions on YouTube. And so I shared one of the audio versions in the Facebook group. It Works. And then if you don't necessarily like writing down, journaling, you can still use that same process. Just as you're going to sleep, talk to yourself about being thankful for your desires. During the course of the day, be thankful. Talk to yourself being thankful for your desires. Right? When you go to sleep, when you wake up. Right? He says to do it like 3 to 4 times a day. I think he said three times a day. I mean, some people like to tell you got to get real specific, get very detailed. That's not necessary, being very detailed or being very specific. But if you feel like that's required for you, then is required for you. Remember, to thy own self be true. To thy own self be true. Good afternoon, Arlise. Hello, hello. Do I know the name of the author? No, not right offhand. Let me see. See if I can find it on. My husband actually said he got it on Audible. He said the book is really, really, really short. His name, so he didn't want to get his whole name. His name is R.H.J. R is in Robert, H is in Henry, J is in Joe. He didn't want to give his full name. But that's who it's by. R.H.J. It Works. It was written in 1926. I like, have you all heard of Nevolution? The YouTube channel Nevolution. The YouTuber is Lila. She actually does a nice breakdown of It Works, as well as Florence Scovel Shinn's book, The Game of Life and How to... No, it's The Game of Life or Your Word is Your Wand. She might do both of them. She might do a couple of Scovel Shinn's breakdowns, but she takes each chapter of Florence Scovel Shinn's book, and she'll give you her understanding of the teachings of Florence, and she does a really, really good job. Her name is Lila. Her name of her YouTube channel is Nevolution. Just showing you just how the simplicity of this truth is, and it was never meant to be hard or complicated. We just think we have to prove worthiness. Like people tell you, oh, the universe is testing you. Oh, the universe is trying to, thank you, trying to tell you, I don't accept that the universe tests you. Because if you're God, why would you need to test yourself? You're remembering that you're God. You're like, I think of the scriptures and it says, all that I have already belongs to you. All that I have is thine. The scripture also says, therefore I say to you, whatever you desire when you pray, believe you've received it and you shall have it. Nowhere does it say you have to go and jump through hoops and you got to be tested and tried in order to get the thing desired. The only condition is that you got to have faith. That's the only condition. You just have to believe that it's already yours. That's it. And I know people think the testing is because shifts happen, right? Because there's a shift that's going to take place. Sometimes, you're saying that you want to make more money. You want a better position. And you may end up losing your job at your current position. And so some people will tell you, well, the universe is just testing you, trying to see if you really want it. No, the things are shifting because in order for you to get that better paying position, to get that promotion, you may have to be removed from the current position. It's not saying to go out and quit. No. See yourself in the position you want to be. And then if you end up being laid off or if you end up losing the position, don't look at it as something has gone wrong. Understand that maybe this has to take place because something else is in store for you. Because, in order for you to get here, you had to be removed from there. And that's it. But that's not a test. That was just the least path of resistance to get you to the new state that you're actualizing. That's it. And a lot of times we don't necessarily like the way things unfold because we have in our minds how we should get the position, right? We think that it should go in this way. And consciousness, your subconscious mind, the power of the I am says, oh, I have ways that you do not know of, and my way is the best way. I have the perfect plan because my way is going to end up with you being happy and well taken care of and making more money than you ever thought possible. Yep. Hey, Elizabeth. Yes, they over here leaving room for the universe to surprise me. Right. And some of us are a little fearful of the surprise. We're like, I don't like surprises. I need to know. You need to show me exactly how this thing is going to happen. And that's, now I'm not going to say that sometimes you don't get dreams and visions, that you may not get a preview to how things are going to shape up. Because sometimes, yes, you will get a dream. You will get a vision just how it's going to all shake out for you. But it's always something that's left that isn't for your knowing. You're just going to have to trust it. Oh, all right, NA. That's it. Yep. So you've been having dreams and having visions about the outcome. There you go. So you've already seen the end. I know I saw one lady on that on Timothy Schultz channel about the lottery, about winning the lottery, and there was a lady on there that she said that she had dreamed. She had such a vivid dream where she knew exactly what store to go in to purchase the ticket, who would sell her the ticket, and what ticket to purchase. That's how much detail, that's how much instructions she was given in the dream. Now, I don't know if the dream told her how much she would win. That part I can't remember. But was told where to go, what the name of the person would be that would sell her the ticket, and what ticket she would purchase. And she did exactly what it said, and she was a winner. She won a nice little jackpot. Oh, you said it was spooky. Okay. Say the stay sale is over, just waiting for. Oh, you didn't stay sale, Elizabeth? Okay. Was it fun? Did you have fun with this stay sale? Don't be scared, NA. Don't be scared. I know it's like, man, it should be confirmation. You should be excited, like, yes. I'm supposed to live this type of life. I'm supposed to have this life. This life is amazing. Being the wealthy version of you. And it's like we be saying that we want a thing, and then when we on the cusp of getting it, right, on the brink of breaking through, we get a little fearful, we get a little anxious, and it's like, that's when you got to truly talk to yourself, and you got to settle these nerves down. You got to settle that mind down. You got to talk to yourself. Talk yourself like, yes, it's that I've been asking for this. And I guess the human side of us be questioning like, man, is this really going to happen? Like, I can really have this life? Like, this can really be a thing? So that reasoning mind start to like want to make it a little trippy and a little doubtful and be like, wait. Right. So many insightful awakening books. Written before the 1900s. They even have them in the 1800s, the 1700s. We try to make it like it's a 20th century type thing. But no, this truth is... This knowledge is ancient. They don't like to, sometimes they only like to go back to, unfortunately, the European renderings or books. But you have the Hermetica, you have things from you have writings and proof from Africa too. For some reason, they don't like to reference Africa. They'll talk about every other continent. They'll tell you every other country. They'll tell you about Japan and China and India, and they'll tell you about, Europe and a different Australia. They'll tell you, but for some reason, those prejudices be kind of loud, and they don't like to tell you that Africa is the mother of this knowledge. Africa is the birthplace of this knowledge. They want us to see that everybody else knew it and somehow Africa didn't know. Africa is the originator of it. Yes, it's safe for me to create the life of my dreams. Absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so glad you did wonderful. Well, yes, it's always been known. Hey, Shimon. That's what sometimes I like to listen, like KRS-One too. KRS-One is I mean, I know he talks about the hip hop or whatever, but once you can get get past him talking about hip hop, he does get to the knowledge of this truth of the power within, about understanding meditation and how powerful we are, and that these techniques are ancient and have been here since the form of man. Oh, from poverty to power. Oh, James Allen. Yes, James Allen. Yep. Yes, I do too. I love listening to KRS-One. Yes, James Allen, a lot of his books are out there for free. From poverty to power. Yep. It's a mental thing. It's a mind thing. And it's all about acceptance. Right? You have to decide that you're going to accept this truth. That you are meant to prosper. You are meant to be successful. You are meant to be wealthy. You are meant to, be healthy, to be wise, to be happy, to be full of joy, right? That's what you have to continuously remind yourself of. That's what you're remembering, because we forget, right? It's not about trying to fix anything. It's about once you recognize that's who you are, allow life to show you who you are. Right now, we have put up blocks. We are clogged up with fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, right? We're not, the pipeline to success is clogged up. So you got to unclog the pipe and allow the pipeline to success to flow right to you, because it will. The pipeline to success just flows right to you. But you got to unclog the pipes. You got to remove the doubt, got to remove the fear, got to remove the limiting beliefs, and operate in the I am. Being the wealthy version of you. How are you defining wealth, right? How do you define wealth? Wealth is all things good. Simple way to say it, right? Wealth is all things good. I said wealth is well-being, prosperity, success, riches, wisdom, and health. It's all things good, all things great. Every great good thing you can think of, that's wealth. And so how do you release the fear? Through your meditation. Like, how often do you sit and talk to yourself? Like, have a conversation with you. Do you give yourself pep talks? Or are you always in search of the next technique? Because I would say, take a week off the techniques and just do it about 7 days of just being with yourself, talking to yourself, reminding yourself. That's okay to listen to videos and read some books to help you remember who you are, those inspirational reads and stuff. But lay off the techniques for about a week and just sit with yourself and have conversations, commune with yourself, get quiet, ask the questions, and then wait on the answer. Be still enough to accept the answer. So I'm so wealthy, I'm so rich, and extra lamps, extra blankets. I've never had so much nice dishes. Yes. Say that's yes. Shimon, I'm all about the simplicity of life. Keep it super simple. We like to overcomplicate it because we like challenges. We like to say, "Oh, I climbed that mountain. I jumped over that hurdle." Right? We like to impress ourselves with difficulties. We're forever awarding ourselves for the challenges of life, for the difficulties, for climbing that mountain. When the Bible said, I could tell the mountain to move, I ain't got to climb nothing. Can I just tell it to move? just get out the way. Boom, get out the way. Boom, get out the way. Yes, having fun with you. Yep. Oh, that's beautiful. Been getting a lot of things for free. Free. Love free. I love free. Love free. That's what I'm talking about. We love free. Say, I got a mustard seed and I ain't scared to use it, right? But we gotta learn how to stop making it easy difficult, right? But I know we like the hero story. We like, being valiant with life. We like, oh, see what I did. See how hard I worked. See how much grind and effort I put forth. See, look at me. I triumphed over this. Like, you just could have went around it instead of climbing a mountain, right? You could have just, you don't have to climb it. You could have bypassed the struggle and the strain and the grind. Then I don't get to flex my muscle if it's that easy. I don't get to tell people how hard I worked. I don't want that easy. I want people to see how great I am. I need people to congratulate me. I need an award for this. Oh, okay. Keep at it then. Go ahead, do you. We love a hero's journey. So I'm going to cling to my limitations, right? Yep, free is right in my budget. That's what I'm talking about. Free is right in my budget. But that we've been programmed to work, right? To work hard. She works hard for the money. So hard for the money. She works hard for the money and they never treat her right, right? Don't get treated right. Working hard for the money and still don't get treated right. So you know what? How about you stop working hard for the money and work smart? Instead of working hard, learn to work less. When you have less work, you have less stress. You will find that when you stop working so hard, you will find that the stress is alleviated. Your stress comes from your hard work because you're putting too much effort. You're too much efforting, right? Abraham Hicks will tell you all of that efforting is causing the stress. That's causing the dis-ease in your body because you got late nights. You're sleep deprived, right? This sleep deprivation, man. But when you're at peace, you get sweet sleep. I don't have sleepless nights. I don't have restless nights. Now, are there some days that I wake up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning? Yes. But before that 3 or 4 o'clock wake up call, I had a good 5 or 6 hours of sweet sleep, dreaming, all kind of, Hey, sunshine. And the working smarter is what? Doing less. Doing less. Doing less. Yes, because I understand that those early wake-up calls is for me to talk to myself, to meditate, to commune with myself. Right? Sometimes just be still, listen. And then you get what some people say, downloads. I like to call them revelations. Because we're not, quote unquote, creating anything. Like, right? Like, we understand the works are finished, creation is over. We're basically unveiling things. Things that are invisible to us, things that we can't see, we're lifting the veil. And like, because the thing that you're asking for, the thing that you're desiring, it already exists. You're just in the state of you can't see it. And so faith lifts the veil. Faith causes the thing that is not seen to be seen. In its due time. Everything has a season. Everything has a time. Everything has a way of coming into visibility. When you have faith that is already there, even though you can't see it, that should give you peace. That should give you rest. That should be calmness. That should be your knowing. If you're fearful and you're full of anxiety, that's because you don't really believe it's already yours. And so you're chasing it and you're trying to figure out how to make it so. That's not your work. You're not supposed to try to make anything so. You're supposed to be in the state of knowing, the state of having. You're supposed to move from desiring the thing to having the thing. See, desire says, come up higher. I have need of you. That's what desire does. Desire takes you from one state to the next, from one level to the next. All right. So when you have the desire, it's your inner being telling you, I have need of you. We want to experience this through you, as you. And so you're just supposed to say, yes, thank you. That's it. You're supposed to just appreciate the desire came. It's the gift from you to you. And you're just supposed to say, thank you. Not, where is it? How can I get it? Why is it taking so long? Wrong questions. No questions. No questions. You're just supposed to give thanks, appreciation, gratitude. Yes, effortlessly create. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Jordan. Oh, I know that's right. Seeing myself as a stay-at-home mom, wife, and rich. Right. So now you talk to yourself, Crystal, what does that look like? Being the wealthy version of you. What does that look like? So what does your day? How's your day filled? Just play with it, right? Not to say it's going to go exactly in that order, in that way. But, now I'm a stay-at-home mom, raising my little one, and we rich. We're not concerned with money or bills. We're living our best life. We're doing play dates, mommy and child yoga or whatever it is that you desire to do. Like, what does that look like? Have fun with it. Play with it. And it isn't that it's going to be exactly like how you imagine. It could be. It could be exactly as you imagined, or it could be better. Who don't want better? Everybody wants better, right? They just taking my baby places and grocery shopping. That's it. That's it. I'm sure you're doing you're buying some clothing too. Hey, Kyra, hello. Hey, Glaze Innovations, how are you? And so we do have a book club, guys. We're reading Dr. Joseph Murphy's book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. We started last Sunday. It was awesome. We read the first 2 chapters. We had about 5 or 6 people come up and share their look at me smacking. And share their gems with us, their knowledge, their perspective. It'll be Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're reading through chapters 3 to 5. And so I'll have the screen for the boxes for everyone to come up that desires to come up and share. But it was really, really good. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, that's a really good book. Reminding you that the power is in you, was always within you, and that you don't need anybody else. You just need to change. You just need to accept who you are. I'm going to stop saying change and start saying accept. Accept who you are. It's about acceptance. It's about recognition. It's about acknowledgement. Because you don't need to change anything. There's nothing wrong with you. You were just sleeping and now you're awake, right? That's it. You were asleep. You had a long winter sleep. Who knows how long you've been asleep? But that's okay. You're awake now. Now that you're awake, how do you see yourself? How do you envision yourself? What does being wealthy mean to you? Because you're wealthy. That's who you are. You're wealthy. But now define that. What does that look like for you? Because it's going to look different for everybody, right? It's going to look different for everyone. No two people are going to view wealth the same, but you're wealthy, right? So you're successful, you're prosperous, you're rich, you have more money than you know what to do with. You have an ease and flow of life. You travel. You're doing whatever you want to do for however long you want to do it. You have amazing skill set or, passions or whatever it is. And you're sharing it with the world or not. You may just be doing it just for you. Just, you're like, I got this gift and I'm not sharing it with nobody. And that's okay too. Because remember, there's no wrong or right. There's no good or bad. Only thing makes it so. So you'll be in the place. All right, all right. Yes, yes. Look forward to having you there. Just remembering who we are. That's it. And walking in that version of ourselves. All right, like sitting with yourself. Maybe some people may have to write it out, or maybe you just meditate and you think about it. You ask yourself some questions like, how does this version of me, like, do I still dress the same? Do I still go to the same places? Like, do I still shop at the same stores? Do I still dine at the same places? Do I still, am I traveling more? Do I have more investments? Am I investing? Oh no, I think I would more or less like to be more of a rental type person. I don't really want the responsibility of a home, or I'll rent a home, but I don't want the responsibility of a mortgage, right? I don't want all the things that comes along with being a homeowner. I want to be able to, pack up and go. If I'm tired of being here after a year or two, I just want to be able to go and pack up. I don't have to worry about trying to sell the place and trying to figure out what to do. I just want to be able to go, like, what does that look like? Am I driving the same type of car? Have I, am I eating differently? Just play with it. Like, what does that new version, like, how do my friends and family see me? Do I have some friends? Do I have some friends I know would be like, kind of like, oh, you think you better than us? Or do I have family that would say that? Or do family like, your win is my win? How you gonna hook a brother or a sister up? How, hey, you got your bank account looking good. I feel the urge to make So you feel like you're always supposed to be doing something, Ray, all day? So you feel a little bored? What do you mean by bored? Like, do you enjoy being by yourself? Do you have fun with just you? Or do you feel like, it has to be some activity at all times? You dropped off? Yeah, remember, there is nothing blocking you from your desires. It's you. You're saying that it's impossible, it's hard, it's difficult, it's taking too long, where is it at? As opposed to, I am so thankful now that I have. I am so thankful now that I have. As opposed to appreciating and giving thanks and being in a state of knowing, you're in a state of worry, anxiety, doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. No, Ray all day. Kyra asks, what blocks manifestations? So yeah, I'm in the unknown, but I do feel I'm waiting. As opposed to being present, Ray all day. Right, Elizabeth said, I was trying to find my blocks and then looked into the mirror. Right. That's the only place you're going to find them, is within you. It's because you still hold on to that belief that what? You have to prove worthiness. That's what it comes down to. You don't feel like you deserve what you're asking for. And even though you've done all the techniques, right? You've tried every technique, because it was never about the technique. It was about having faith. That's what it was about. It was never about, let me do this 20,000 times. Let me do this technique 50 zillion times. No, it was because even when you were doing the technique, you didn't believe it. That's why if you can do the technique with no expectation, try doing the technique without expecting an outcome. Just do it for the fun of it. Oh, you feel like it, but you're already it. You're already a mega star writer, talker. So, right, mega star writer and speaker. So, you're a speaker. Where are you traveling to? Imagine when you're in the car, you're driving to your first, speaking engagement or your first book signing. And what is that like? And everybody's like, oh my goodness, your book just changed my life. Or, oh, I was so moved by your last engagement. I was at the last conference and oh my goodness, it blew my mind away. Like, have those conversations of people like celebrating you for your clarity and your inspiration. Say it's interesting when Christians say they're talking to Jesus like they've been. Yeah. Okay, you have to stop wanting to win the lottery. Now that I've won the lottery, what does my life look like? Like this is being the wealthy version of you. So you've won the lottery. Are you still staying in your same hometown? Is it someone congratulating you? Like, who will be so excited that you've won the lottery? Go to sleep having them congratulate you. Wake up having them congratulate you. When you think of the money, like, okay, did you buy a new home? Did you pay off all your debt? Did you set up a trust? Did you, are you buying new cars, new home? Are you moving? Are you going to travel out of the state? Are you going to relocate rather? Hey, Joy, Noel. Oh, okay. You're welcome, Kyra. So this is being the wealthy version of you. Having these conversations with yourself. And here's the thing. You're answering the questions. When you ask yourself these questions, like, yeah, what am I doing now that I'm, And if any way possible, you can make that a reality without efforting. That is easy, right? So I have I won the lottery jackpot, right? Is it a certain car you want? Buy the keychain. Buy the keychain. Is it a new house? Give thanks for the new house. Like, how many bedrooms? Do you have a specific number of bedrooms? Is it a finished basement walkout? Like, and just play with it. Don't make it be like, oh my God, I gotta have it. It's a necessary. I'm gonna die if it doesn't have. You gotta let go. You gotta be easy with it, right? You gotta be easy with it. So, Kyra, are you a writer? Do you script? Because I know some people like to write stuff down. So I would say if you script, if you're a writer, if you journal, get your pen and paper and write down your life as a winner of the lottery. Go to bed reading it, wake up reading it, and during the day 2 or 3 times read it. Read it first person present tense. First person present tense. Okay. Well, there you go. And remain faithful to it. You've already won. Congratulations. Isn't it exciting? Oh my goodness. I know somebody that won the lottery. Oh my goodness. This is jackpot in the lottery. That is amazing. That is amazing. Like, oh, so you won. No. Like, oh my goodness. Who's the first person you're telling? Who you're telling? Who you're having this conversation with? Are you telling anyone? Is it going to be a secret? You know, are people just going to be like, girl, where you got all this money from? What? Like, what? Like, are people going to be surprised with your glow up? You know, or are people, or are you telling someone and they're just as excited as you are, right? And have that conversation. Like, act like you're telling them, like, because you really are. You're telling them. Oh, you're just not. Oh, I almost can't believe it. But since I've been dreaming for this day, like, wait till I tell you. Oh my goodness. And I knew that it was going, but then I didn't. And I was questioning it, but it didn't. And, you know, do it. Yes, they play the noise for all the lottery winners in here. Wow. Wow. Yes, we're going to cheer. You gotta laugh too. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, it's an amazing thing. Yeah, because that lady, Cynthia Stratford, she said she read The Power of the Subconscious Mind. That helped her get in the state of winning the lottery. She won her $112 million. Yep. Yeah, I know. And sometimes you will have, you know, we just have to learn how to be easy with ourselves, be honest with ourselves, right? Have those conversations with yourself. Here's the thing, it's only you and you, right? And some stuff may come up that you have to, like, talk yourself through. That you have to, you know, be honest with yourself about. Like, yeah, I did used to think that. Yeah, I was feeling that way. Yeah, I was a little, you know, feeling a little anxious about, you know, whatever your concerns are with winning the lottery. Like, do you have concerns with winning the lottery? Right? And then talking to yourself about it. And you can use Neville Goddard's technique, I remember when. Man, I remember I used to be so anxious about winning. I used to be worried about what other people would think about me. I was worried about people asking me to borrow money all the time. But then none of those things happened. I was concerned about nothing. Man, this is the most free and exciting, thrilling thing I've ever experienced. But I remember when I used to trip. I used to be like, man, is it ever going to happen? I used to wonder, like, when it was going to happen, how long it was going to take. But now, I'm so glad I let those things go, because now, man, it's the best experience ever. Like, I couldn't even have imagined that I would feel this good, and I would feel so, you know, empowered and feel like you know, I can't even believe, like, I cried when I won, because I'm not even a crier like that, but then I cried when I won. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, like, the emotions were just so overwhelming. Like, talk to yourself. I'm telling you, talking to yourself. I have to talk my way through that much money. OMG, what would I even do with it? Yes. That's what I'm saying. You got to conceptualize it, right? Yes. Talk to yourself. Because telling even that much money, all right? Because what's that much money? What's a lot of money in a world of infinite abundance? In a world of infinite resources, A world where resources never run out. What's a lot of money? But that's what that brain can't conceptualize, right? The reasoning mind is like, oh, do you even know what you would do? Like, actually, you could come up with a lot of ways. And you will discover that money is real easy to spend. It really is. It's real easy. You know how people have went bankrupt from winning the lottery? That money gets so easy to spend, let me tell you. Right, how much is a cattle on 1,000 hills? That part. And you will find that money gets real easy. But have fun with it. Don't stress yourself out with having it. And when you want to mentally conceptualize what wealth looks like for you. What wealth looks like for you. And so that's all we are, because we're wealthy. And so that's all we're going to talk about, operating from that mindset. That's the only mindset you should be operating on, from a wealth mindset. However you define it. Because you determine wealth for you. It can be, you know, I'm happy with the money I have, and I just want my money to go far. So I like freebies, I like discounts, I like free upgrades, I like free trials, I like free trips, I like, you know, I'm comfortable right where I am is sufficient for me, and I just, you know, I just want my dollar bill to go far. I want, you know, if it's something I want it to be on sale. I want it to cost little to nothing. I want it to be the best sale ever. Like, I was looking for some cowgirl boots, right? So I bought 2 pair of cowgirl boots. I wanted a pair of red, and then I saw these $300 pair of leather cowgirl boots that came right above the knee, and it had like the folded over type look to it. Less than $50. I love deals. I love it. And then they're real leather, so they'll last a lifetime. For less than $50. I think there was like $47. And it was final sale. I got it from Nordstrom's Rack. They had my size. I was like, oh, I'm getting these buddies. And they came and they fit perfectly. And it was final sale too. Oh, yes, Ray all day. Love that. Live in abundance, knowing that you will have whatever you need when you need it. That part. And it's about operating from that state. We have to have the state of wealth the consciousness of wealth in order to truly express it, right? Getting the consciousness of it. Whatever that looks like for you. Not what society deems and says, oh, why you not a millionaire? Why you not a billionaire? Oh, you know, like, it don't take billions to live good. Because you are the billions. You carry $1 billion with you wherever you go. Why? Because, well, you carry infinite resources wherever you go. Why? Because you are the resource. You are the currency. The currency is your thought, is your mind. So you're always abundant. You always have an overflow. Your cup always runs over. Because you're it. You already have everything. It's just acceptance. It's just about accepting it. It's not about do you or don't you. It's can you believe it or won't you? Will you believe this or won't you believe it? That's really the question. To be or not to be. That is the question. Yeah, prepare for the best possible outcome, because it's always the best. It's always. Oh, yes. Can I handle all that I am? Yes. And then it's getting in that state of allowing, not in the state of doing or trying to make it so. Let that mindset go. It's about the state of allowing. It's about being. Who do you say that I am? That's what being is. Who do you say that I am? Thank you, Art. Thank you. Many of us was, Delissa. Many of us were. We were, yes, that whole Murphy's Law mentality. What was it? Expect the best, prepare for the worst. Like what? Though that it's like counterintuitive, right? You telling me to expect the best, but I gotta prepare for the like what? See how we were double-minded? A lot of these sayings were double-minded. Hey, Siobhan. A contradiction, yes. It's like, if I'm expecting the best, shouldn't I be preparing for the best? How am I expecting the best and preparing for the worst? Like, what? And always trying to tell you that, what goes up must come down. Good things don't last always. But are bad things supposed to last always? Like what? So that's it. So that's the wealth mindset, right? The consciousness of wealth. The consciousness of wealth. Absolutely. The consciousness of wealth. That's what I am. I am wealth. And wealth is what? It's health. It's success. It's prosperity. Right? It's riches. It's all things good. That's what wealth is. Hey, love and life. And so that's the meditation. That should be your meditation, your conversation, your affirmation. They're all the same. What you're thinking about, you bring about. Thoughts turn to things. What you give your attention to grows. It's all the same thing. Just be mindful. Pay attention. Sometimes we do lose focus. Thankfully, we have mercy. Mercy, mercy me. We have mercy. And mercy says, anything that you've created, you don't have to accept. You get to recreate it. You get to revise, 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 revise. So even if you stumble, even if you really wasn't paying attention, even if you sowed a seed of tares unaware, it comes up in harvest and you say, oh, no, I don't like that. Okay, let me revise. Let me imagine differently. Let me go back to the lab. Let me go into my mind. I'm the great physician. I'm the scientist. Let me go into my mind and rework this. I'm the potter. Let me remold. Let me remake this here reality because, yeah, I ain't feeling that. So let me go back and let me imagine life as I desire for it to be. And to the extent that I believe it, it has to change. Well, you can focus on people, congratulating you, being inspired by you, right? Maybe they're asking you, we need more. Would you mind doing like a series on this particular article? Hey, you said, can I say that again about revision? So when you experience something that was not to your liking, an unfavorable experience, the unwanted, you get to reimagine it differently. So you go into your mind and you replay the scene as you wanted it to. You replay the experience as you wanted it to happen. Not what took place, but in the way you wanted it to take place. So that's how you go to sleep. That's how you wake up. Every time you think about it, you're imagining it differently. You're the potter. Your mind is the pottery. You get to remold and reshape reality to your liking. You never have to accept any experience. You never have to accept it. Yep. Remold your reality to the way you want it to be. That's the power that you have. Yep. That's your power. Because the mind is the creative power in man is the mind. That's the God of the Bible. That's the God of Quran. That's the God in Judaism. That's the God in Hinduism. The creative power in man is our mind. That's where the potter's house is, your mind. And your mold is your reality, is your experiences. And you get to shape it in the way you want it. You just don't get to say how it's going to show up. That part is not your work. That's when you have nothing. After you've reimagined, that's all you're called to do. You're only called to repent, to revise. And then how it shows up, not your work. Then you take your hands off the wheel. You gave the instructions. You gave the directions. You said, I would like to travel here. This is where I'd like to go. I don't have any money. I have no way of getting there. I have no idea how I'm going to get there. But guess what? I want to go to Hawaii. So I'm going to go into the theater of my mind. I'm going to go to the lab. I'm the scientist. I'm the potter. I'm going to go into my mind. I'm going to create some pottery. I'm going to imagine that I'm in Hawaii. And I'm going to see the palm trees. I'm going to see the ocean. And I'm going to feel the sand in my toes. And oh, it's amazing. It's so amazing. Our villa was beautiful. We were right on the beachfront. Just amazing. And then you accept that reality. And you let it go. And you don't try to figure out how you're getting to Hawaii, where the money is coming from. Like, that's not your work. Your work is only to say, I'm in Hawaii. Right? Like Neville, Abdullah to Neville, you're in Barbados. You're in Barbados. Who told you weren't in Barbados? Who told you you're not in Hawaii? Who told you that? Didn't you imagine that you were in Hawaii? Didn't you go to sleep in Hawaii? Isn't that how you went to sleep? Well, who told you wasn't there? Who told you? Don't ask me about how you getting there again because you're already there. How you asking how to get somewhere that you already are? Yes. Hey, intuitive Tammy, how are you? Yes, Barbados. I am the alchemist. Yes. Say love right in there every day and every way. I am abundant in every area of my life. Yes. Now, what does that look like to you? Make it real. Make it real. What does being abundant mean to you? How do you define that? What is abundance in your life? How does that show up? Ease and flow. I don't worry about a thing. Hey. I don't worry about a thing. I don't worry about a thing. I get to do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it, for however long I would like to do it for. That's abundance to me. I can travel whenever I want. You know, I'm not concerned about how much bills are. I know it's infinite resources, and I am the infinite resource because I am the currency. So everything is already taken care of. I ain't even got to worry about nothing. It's already done. I always have an overflow. I always have more than enough. So I freely give because I freely receive. So I buy gifts for friends and family just because. I bless a stranger just because. I tip over 20%, 25%, sometimes 30% just because. Not because the waiter was so good. Not because the waitress was so attentive. No, I gave her 30% just because. I gave him 40% just, not because he did such an excellent job. He's really one of the most horrible waiters I ever came across. He was actually not very good. But I decided to brighten his day anyway. And I decided to give him more than he ever thought he would get. And he know that he wasn't that great of a waiter. But I'm going to blow his mind today. because I'm giving out of my abundance. Yes, not worrying, carefree, ease, and flow. So I was telling my aunt yesterday, I have no more worries. I'm always taken care of. Yes. Yes, I am the currency. I fully give because I receive. So you do this often? Yes. Because that's your power. Say, keep them guessing, right? Keep them guessing. And it's not to do anything to prove anything, right? We're not trying to prove anything. It's because this is who I say I am, right? It's not to be acknowledged. It's not to be validated, right? It's not to be like smothered with gratitude and appreciation. No, it's because this is who I am. And I'm an example of abundance. I'm exhibiting abundance wherever I go. And how, right? I give an abundance of smiles, right? I'm the vibe. I bring the vibe whenever room I enter. My abundance of me. You can't get too much of me. I am the vibe. I came in. You brought the sunshine. You brought the lifeline. You are the sunshine in my life. You brought the sunshine. You are the lifeline. That's what people gonna say about you. You bring the sunshine. Oh my goodness. Man, they're expecting you because they know when you come, it's a vibe. Because you know you're the vibe. A great and loving heart. Absolutely. I am Tam. Hey. Happy Wednesday. Yep. So being the wealthy version of you getting to define what that is. How wealth shows up in your reality. That's what it's about. How does wealth show up in your reality? I'm always getting discounts. I'm always, getting upgrades. I go out and my dinner gets paid for. I get free drinks, right? Valet parking paid for. Like, whatever that looks like for you. Have fun with it. Don't make it like, oh my goodness, if it doesn't happen, that something's wrong. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Allow the 3D to catch up to the new state. Allow the 3D to do whatever it needs to do to catch up to who you say you are. Don't look to the 3D for validation. Just operate in the state, right? You once you change, the circumstances change. Don't expect the circumstances to change and you haven't changed. It's you change and then it changes. Not it changes and you changes. No. You change. You walk around in the mindset of wealth, right? And you act it out in your mind. And you can even act it out in your world, right? So when you wake up in the morning, I didn't wake up in my current bed. I woke up in my bed, in my multi-million-dollar home or in my penthouse or whatever it is you want. It don't even have to be something, It could just be you want a bigger place than you have. Maybe now you're in a studio and you want a 2-bedroom. Now you're in a 2-bedroom and you want a 4-bedroom house. Or maybe you even want to downsize and you in a big old house and you're like, actually, I would want something smaller. I don't want to, I'm going to be traveling so much. I'm not even going to be at home that much. I don't even want this big old space having to worry about who's going to clean it and keep it. And I'm rarely here because I'm out traveling the world. I'm out here, seeing this place and seeing this place. I'm out east, like Aaron living his best life. Or you're in some part of United States or, wherever it is, whatever it looks like for you. Say jukebox. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Loving life. That's beautiful. That's how it should be. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me on today. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and close the live. Those of you desiring to be a part of the Facebook or the book club, you can go to my Facebook group, Prosperous Living with Toyia. We have a free copy of The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It's under the Files tab. We will be meeting again Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll be going over the next 3 chapters, which is 3, 4, and 5. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Oh my goodness, reminding us how the power is within us, and we just have to operate it, remain faithful to our desire, give everything over to the Christ within, which is your subconscious mind. That's the power within you. And defining what wealth looks like for you, your health, your wisdom, right? Your happiness. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Maintain that state. Live your best life. Give yourself grace. Extend mercy to yourself. Forgive yourself. Free yourself. Because it's all right. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. And until next time, guys. Yep, it's all you. Have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.